I need you to let that go for me and not hold it against me.
Here's the ugly truth TLC doesn't want you to see. Their so-called tell-all is just manufactured nonsense, stretching thin drama to the max. We've got so much to dive into today, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into it. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Elena here, and welcome back to my channel Reality Nexus X. I expected a 4-part one-on-one to be stretched thin, but I didn't think TLC would scrape the bottom of the barrel this hard. Sunday's episode basically confirmed that the producers have nothing left. If this mess didn't make that obvious, nothing will.
It is absolutely absurd that we're moving furniture to 4 different houses. We should be in one house, moving furniture into one house.
They spent 10 full minutes analyzing Mary accidentally bumping into Cody while moving furniture, as if this minor elbow graze was some pivotal moment in television history. Honestly, it felt like an SNL skit. Especially when Suki turned to Robyn with a straight face and asked whether it was appropriate. Is that really where this show is now? Then came another 10 minutes dissecting the time Cody jokingly called Mary his favorite ex-wife.
I am the favorite ex-wife.
She's finally made it. She heard angels sing. All right, let's go check this out.
Finally.
Really? The man spouts nonsense every time he opens his mouth. This one barely cracks the top 50. But sure, let's dedicate a segment to it. And just when you thought it couldn't get more absurd, Suki asked Christine whether she and David might go on a double date with Cody and Robyn. Seriously? Who thought that was a valid question? Most divorced people wouldn't be caught dead on a double date with their ex and their ex's new partner. But Suki pitched it like it was just a regular Tuesday activity. Cody, predictably, melted down over the question in the most passive-aggressive way possible instead of saying the obvious. Who the hell does that? Janelle, bless her, was the only one saying anything remotely worthwhile. The rest was just filler. The show's goal now seems to be turning molehills into mountains because they have nothing else. It's so bad that even agreeing with Cody feels like a defeat.
Can't even imagine how awkward the situation.
The episode was so dull, it's hard to stay focused. It drags on, filled with awkward interviews and forced drama that falls flat. The ridiculousness somehow makes it watchable, like waiting for Suki to ask about the last time Cody farted and whether Robyn found it appropriate. Every time Robyn talks, it feels like two strangers making awkward small talk in a waiting room. And her constant glances at the ceiling. It seems like she's trying to remember which version of the story she's supposed to tell.
I wouldn't change the trajectory.
Robyn gives vague, technically true answers that contradict everything previously shown. She claims she's never had a shot in a bar, but there's footage of her drinking in bars. She says she never watches clips, yet clearly reacts to them in interviews. She's in full damage control mode. Whether from negative feedback or just pressure behind the scenes, she's hanging on for the money, and maybe the mortgage. If she could outsource this whole routine, she would. And 4 episodes of this? 4? Just to stretch ad revenue? We're watching a handful of uncomfortable interviews sandwiched between relentless commercials. This whole thing could have been a single special, not a month-long event. Here's the kicker. The real questions, the ones that might have made the show interesting, were never asked. Where's the curiosity about Cody's art? Robyn's doll collection? Christine's transformation post-divorce? Mary's worthy adventure? Janelle's tipping point? What about the effects of all this on their adult children, or their current relationships? Instead, we get a forensic-level breakdown of a furniture bump and an imaginary double date. The saddest part? They've all moved on. Christine is remarried. Mary and Janelle have emotionally checked out, but the show is stuck replaying a family breakup from years ago. Everyone says, move on, yet here they are, still filming talking heads like it's breaking news. There's no reunion, no real confrontation, no catharsis. Just solo interviews like a court deposition, with Suki as the world's most awkward prosecutor. It's hard to tell what's worse, that the show has gone stale, or that TLC is pretending it hasn't. Why Kody Brown's version of love is actually damaging every woman he's been with, and no one talks about it. Janelle knows Kody better than any of his wives did or do. This became clear after watching the reunion. I always believed that Janelle and Kody had a relationship similar to the one he claims to have with Robyn.
I don't feel like I'm getting what I deserve from him.
Janelle ended her marriage because of what he did to her kids, rightfully so. They definitely had the love that Christine wanted. When Christine speaks, it's mostly about how he treated her, and she rarely mentions how much he let her kids down. Janelle knows he loved her. She left because of favoritism toward Robyn's kids. Meri also wanted him to love her like that. They were both vying for that love. Janelle had it. That's why it's different to listen to Meri and Christine versus Janelle. I think Kody's tears during the infamous moving episode with Meri were what he thought he should do. They felt fake, like his tears for Garrison. Robyn and Janelle have similar communication styles, listening and speaking softly, which Kody tolerates, whereas Christine and Meri are more vocal, not aggressive but more expressive. I'm happy they all left him and are thriving now.
I didn't know how to deal with somebody who was so...
Meri is frank and direct, which Kody hates. He likes it when she flatters him, but otherwise, she challenges his ego. Meri's personality is to call out BS when she hears it, and it was a real struggle to keep up the sweet act as the religion, and Kody demanded. He wanted Michelle Duggar, but that wasn't what he got with Meri. They were all taught to keep sweet even if they weren't. Christine has used a sugary voice to say some pretty harsh things. One reason some people don't like Meri is that she says it like it is. She was also the one who enforced rules. Boundaries are part of parenting, but not all of it. It's not fair to say she was the true parent. Many good kids came from that family, and it wasn't 100% Meri's doing. She did set boundaries when other parents did not. It's been eye-opening to understand this dynamic, and I hope it's helpful. Christine and Meri definitely get emotional in discussions, whereas Janelle and Robyn usually stay calm and can talk things through with Kody. That's why Janelle considered the screaming fight where Kody stormed out of her apartment as a breakup. It was so out of character for their relationship that she knew it was over. However, Kody said they had fights like that before, and Janelle was known to swear at him multiple times. She can be emphatic and doesn't let him push her around like he does with others. She survived well on her own financially and emotionally and didn't need Kody. This independence allowed her to stand up to him, unlike Christine, who was more focused on winning his love and allowed him to walk over her. Kody was done with Meri well before the catfishing incident. He was relieved to walk away and still look like the good guy. His tears during Meri's move were real. She was his first wife, and leaving her was a wake-up call that his younger days and dreams were over. He's no longer the young man who jumped into polygamy with hopes of status and reward. Meri leaving marked the end of pretense for Kody, exposing that he is now a balding, middle-aged man with debt, estranged kids, and viewers who dislike him. The only reason Kody might have been emotional was losing the financial support Meri brought in. Robyn kept stringing him along for similar reasons. He showed no respect for Meri, never letting her talk about Robyn, but she was better off without him. She said she didn't like him and that love was far away. He wanted her to conform to patriarchy and be loyal and obedient like Robyn. Plural marriage no longer benefits Janelle as it did in the early years. She never wanted to be a traditional wife. She liked her job. Polygamy worked when Christine was the stay-at-home mom, but now her kids are grown, and she rarely sees Kody. She wouldn't want to bow down to him anymore. Janelle and Kody had the best relationship for a long time. They clicked better before Robyn came into the family. He tried to salvage things with Janelle after Christine left, but didn't care about fixing things with Christine or Meri. Janelle likely had more understanding of men because she was previously divorced and not raised in the AUB. She kept her expectations low and earned money, which kept younger Kody in check. Cody's relationship with Janelle probably isn't comparable to Robyn's because Janelle didn't cater to him the way Robyn does. Plus, Janelle left him before and wasn't prone to the circling the donkey style of arguing. Janelle's kids were treated better than Christine's until coronavirus, when favoritism ended. Cody's neglect of kids wasn't new to Janelle but was new to her kids. It seems they became polygamists to cover up affairs since both were married when they met. Janelle and Cody had a deeper connection and healthy sex life, which made them more emotionally connected. In open or plural marriages, new partners can damage relationships. Christine and Miri were never favorites. Cody seemed to have a better relationship with the divorcees than with the virgins. He lied to Miri about being a virgin, which would be hurtful. Cody is very performative and lacks genuine emotion. He looks for reactions and one-ups them. Janelle and Cody considered each other best friends, which is major in a marriage. He adored her, which makes his comments about loyalty frustrating. Christine complains loudly about Cody, but didn't support her daughters well during major surgeries. Cody said Christine blamed him for Truly's illness and doubted she'd forgive him. Christine kicked Cody out but didn't immediately tell him she wanted a divorce, shielding Isabel from guilt. Christine has made it clear she's number one. Miri openly questioned and mocked Cody's behavior during the moving episode, showing she's ready to admit he's foolish. Cody respects Janelle most because she was passive and tolerated his behavior, letting it go because he was a good father. Janelle's father passed when she was young, so she valued Cody's fathering highly. She left when his neglect of her kids became clear. When Cody said Robyn had respect for herself, he meant she didn't make waves and kept quiet like the others. Before Robyn, Janelle's kids were favored. Janelle didn't notice the shift until the move to Flagstaff and her kids' complaints. Cody admitted being closer to his sons because of wrestling. He claims a rekindling with Janelle in Vegas, but she denies it. Flagstaff exposed the favoritism and family divide. Janelle's kids expressed upset over Cody's lack of involvement. Janelle was easier to relate to because she was independent, understood money, worked, and treated Cody with indifference. She wasn't trying to win his love like Christine, who let him walk all over her. Janelle tolerated things longer because of her thoughtfulness but eventually left, especially after Christine's departure and Cody's treatment of the kids. Robyn targeted Christine and Miri because they were insecure. Janelle was unbothered because she knew she was loved. Robyn goes after Janelle's weight and kids more directly. Are you tired of dealing with people who are always late and make every event about themselves?
Body stops, Garrison. Please. It's 9:05. We're 5 minutes late.
There's nothing quite like dealing with a narcissist who's always late and never confirms attendance until the last possible moment. Events never start on time because everything has to revolve around their whims. It's exhausting and infuriating. Take, for example, someone who constantly arrives late or cancels at the last minute, making everyone else scramble.
I'm like, I missed it. I missed them calling his name.
Mom missed it. She was sitting there going, I didn't know you called it. We're yelling.
Whether it's an engagement party or a wedding, they flip-flop on showing up, leaving others hanging. Sometimes, family members have to personally convince them to attend major events, only for them to show up hours late or miss key moments entirely. This kind of behavior isn't just careless, it's a power play designed to keep everyone off balance. The classic excuse, I'll meet you there. Yet they never show up on time, if at all. One partner even almost missed the birth of their child because, well, nature called. When they finally arrived, they acted like the delay was no big deal. Naturally, they were shown the door and haven't been heard from since. Some people dismiss this as poor time management or personality quirks, but when it happens repeatedly, it's a form of passive-aggressive control. These individuals thrive on disrupting plans, making others wait, and drawing attention to themselves through their disregard for others' time. It's not just one person either. Families and close circles can be filled with chronic latecomers who treat punctuality like a suggestion, not a rule. They'll disappear when it's time to help, show up late to celebrations, or conveniently forget important details, leaving everyone else to pick up the pieces. Even with legitimate reasons, like having a newborn, it doesn't excuse missing important moments or purposely arriving late, especially when it's known there will be cameras or witnesses. They seem to enjoy the chaos their lateness creates, as if proving they are the star of the show. Interestingly, these same people often manage to be on time for things that matter to them. They just don't care about everyone else's schedule. They'll scramble at the last minute because of forgotten items or sudden emergencies, while everyone else waits. Some people eventually learn time management, especially when life demands it. But for others, it seems they simply never internalize the concept of being ready or arriving on time. Whether it's a lack of skill or willful disregard, the impact on others is the same: frustration, disrespect, and stress. Intent may not be malicious, but the consequences are. It's exhausting to deal with people who make you constantly adjust your life to fit their lateness. For those who have to coexist with such personalities regularly, it can be downright impossible to relax or feel valued. Ultimately, it's important to recognize the difference between someone who occasionally runs late and someone whose lateness is a manipulative tactic. The latter causes real damage to relationships and should never be excused. Are you tired of reality stars getting paid to do absolutely nothing on camera? The number of times Robyn shrugged during the reunion. Honestly, it was endless. Girl, you're getting paid to live a life so interesting that people pause theirs to watch yours.
I'm like, I don't need this. I'm doing this for Mariah and partly out of intellectual curiosity, but I don't need it that much. No, I mean, I really am ready to pull out. I don't care that I've bought the air for, I don't care.
And all we get, shoulder shrugs and a constant, I don't know, or I don't care. Then why should anyone else care? If you have zero interest in your own life, what exactly are we supposed to buy into? By the third shrug, it was painfully obvious. They should have given the airtime to anyone else, someone who could at least deliver some emotion, anger, humor, something.
I need you to let that go for me and not hold it against me.
Even Cody gave up and said, let's not talk about these relationships anymore. Seriously? The whole season was about breakups. The entire show revolves around your wives, so what else is there to talk about? If we stop talking about that, then congratulations, you don't have a show. As a viewer, I felt disrespected. If they don't want to answer questions, they shouldn't get paid. Period. There should be a clause in their contracts. No answers, no paycheck. It's not rocket science. You don't need to give a speech. Just have opinions, show some emotion. Even villains add flavor. But I don't want to watch the clip, or I don't know repeated endlessly. That's just childish. Robyn clearly got a memo from PR. Stop lying. But instead of telling the truth, she just stopped talking. Now she brings absolutely nothing to the table. She's like the sacred cow, only focused on the sacred part, not realizing the phrase was anything but a compliment. If she wants to keep dressing her Victorian dolls, real or plastic, she better start talking. Her personality? Once it was just the way she treated others poorly. Remember swatting away the toddler like a fly? Now it's just her and her silent house full of unopened Amazon packages. Maybe her daughter's talking to herself while trying on makeup. Who knows? We all watched closely, analyzing every eye twitch and hand gesture because that's all she gave us. Her mask is slipping, revealing contempt beneath. No tears, no fake emotions, no poor me stories. Just boredom. She's clearly quit the show. If the show is ending, good. But if there's a spin-off, give it to the original wives. Let Robyn and Cody disappear into their Victorian fantasy. I'd watch the OG wives with the kids any day. They have stories worth hearing. Why was Robyn even there if all she could do was shrug, roll her eyes, and flaunt her wedding rings like a passive-aggressive flex? Her part could have been 5 minutes without losing anything. Meanwhile, those who actually have something to say get shortchanged. TLC should have treated her like an adult. Robyn, this is your job. You're contractually obligated. Why the sudden silence after years of controversy? Who's telling the truth here, you or everyone else? Viewers aren't fools. We remember the footage, the tears, the gaslighting. Now, the complete 180 just confirms everything. It was all fake. Now that the story's done and the PR strategy has shifted, we're left with a bored, smug shell who resents pretending. If this is what the show's become, shrugs, sacred cow nonsense, and smug silence, then maybe it's time to end it. Or at least hand the mic to those still willing to speak. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and much love to you all.